Hey there! In this video, we're going to go over Elementor's new theme style. It was just introduced in February of 2020. And what it does is it will create a complete site-wide theme for you. And by that, I mean you can set your typography, you can set your background, you can set your headings and your body text. You can, let's see, you can also set the buttons. So again, you set it once, set it up in your theme style, and every time you go to use a button, it'll automatically display as how you set it up in your theme. It also has information for form fields as well as images. So if you're ready, let's get started with Elementor Theme Style. All right, to begin using our Elementor Theme Style, we're going to go into our dashboard, go down to Elementor, and hit Settings. There are a couple of items we want to make sure are selected. So see this where it says Disable Default Colors? We want to make sure that is checked, okay? And same with Disable Default Fonts. Again, make sure this is checked, okay? Because this will disable your theme's fonts and your theme's colors, okay? We're going to change all that up through the Elementor Theme Style. Now we're going to do that. Make sure you hit Save Changes. I have gone ahead and created sort of a dummy page for this purpose. So I'm going to go and navigate to that page. And here we are in this page that I created just for this video. I wanted to show you, just put some elements that can be manipulated through the Elementor theme style. And that is your various headings, your body text, your buttons, images, as well as forms. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's start changing up some of these things on a global level. All right, so what we're doing now is we see our Elementor panel on our left. We're going to go over to the top left menu, click on that, and you'll see Theme Style. So we're going to select Theme Style. Now prior to version 2.9, you only saw default colors or default fonts. So if you have not updated to Elementor version 2.9, you're going to need to do so, otherwise you will not see this option. Okay, so I'm going to click on the theme style. All right, now let's start with the first one, which is the background. Suppose you wanted to have a uniform background throughout your site. All you have to do is go into the background, click on the color. I'm just going to click this cream color. And you see how this changed? So that's an option if you wanted to go nutso. You can even add an image or a gradient or whatever you want to your background. All right, I'm just going to clear mine after each of these examples. Okay, so you can set up your background. Now, that would be throughout your whole entire site, all your pages. Now, let's talk about typography. So here we have, let's start with the body text. Okay, so here we have it. We know it's in this dark, dark gray. But suppose we have, for some reason, we wanted it in a green. All right, you can see that the text has now changed to green. Okay, now let's go to the typography of the body text. Currently, I have it set for my default, but let's go through and change it up a little bit different so we can see. I don't know, let's find one that looks, we can definitely, okay, let's just find any one. I'm going to use this one. All right, see how that changed? I can also adjust the size. All right, and now wherever I wanted to add this body text, which is from the text editor widget, it will show up in this color and in this font. You want to change the weight, you can certainly do that, which just makes it a little bit thicker. And if you want to transform it to all uppercase, which I wouldn't suggest in your body text, but you might want it. Style, you can certainly change that to italic or whatever. Your line height, maybe you have a lot of text, you just want to go through and make sure it's going to be uniform. You can set your line height. Your letter spacing, I typically use this more in the headlines, but if you wanted to make things a little bit more legible, again, you can adjust that. And now wherever you add your body text, it's going to show up as that. Okay, let's go to our H1, which is right here. All right. And we have H1. Let's say our H1 needs to be this blue. All right. Now it's in the blue. And again, let's go through. change the typography around. And again, I'm going to just do this for fun. We're going to add some things. I don't look at it as a design award. That's not going to happen in this. I can't even read that. Who are we kidding? Let's try Mystery Quest. Okay. Again, you can change the heaviness of it or the weight. I just want to show you what is possible. All right, so we've got those set up. Again, you can play around with as much of it as you want. H2 for kicks, I'm going to leave it as that. H3 is down here. Let's see, that's going to be this color. And what should we do for the font? Let's change the weight a little bit, make it a little heavier. I'm going to change the size. And letter spacing, because I can't really see that, okay? Alrighty, so we've got some typography that is not going to win any design awards, but you know, it'll save you a hassle. Again, do this once and it'll save you so much time when you're recreating and changing and adding pages and adding different sections and all that stuff. You don't have to worry about reformatting. Yes, you can make a global widget, but you need the pro version for that. So this is kind of a cool workaround for that, all right? All right, let's move on to the buttons. And same thing, typography, we can go in here. I'm not going to do anything too fancy there. I just want you guys to see it. The weight, that's fine. Transform, I'm going to make it all uppercase, so I'll do that. Make it all uppercase. There we go. Line height, letter spacing. All right, I'll do a little bit, spread that out a little bit. And now let's get to some of the fun stuff. Let's talk about the text color. What if we want the text color to be this cream color? There we go. This is looking really ugly. The background. Let's see. I'm going to pick this purple color, all right? And for kicks, let's add a solid border. Give it some heft. Okay, the text color border. Border solid. Let's see. Well, I don't know why the border's picking up that cream color. Let's give it a black. There we go. We have a border radius. I'm just going to link them all together. Let's round these babies up a little bit. Maybe we need to do some padding because it's getting a little funky. Well, that's a little too much, but I'm just going to say 10, which I believe is the default. Okay, so now we have our buttons styled. Ooh, look at this. So this obviously was an H3. Now I'm wondering why it didn't pop up as this burgundy color, and I think I know why. I think this was a widget, and when you style a widget, it overrules the theme. You know what I'm saying? So it overrules. It will follow its own rules if you specifically go into this and change the colors. But we will test that out. Okay, let's skip the forms for now and go right to the images. All right, so let's add a border, a solid border. And let's give the width, give it some heft. Now it's picking up this green, but that's okay. We can change it. The color, I like a soft gray. So we'll do that. Maybe I'll make it even softer. Okay, and give it a little more heft. There we go. Opacity, box shadow. Yeah, why not? It looks pretty cool. Okay, the color, you might want to soften that up a bit. All right, you know what I'm saying? You guys can play around as much as you want with this. If you want to do a CSS filter, here's the brightness. We're going to brighten up those images. If you want to have a certain look to your images and you know they're all starting from the same look. Here we go. All right, so we've played around with that. Now, let's go to the hover, image hover. What can we do? Let's see. I was hoping they would have an animation, but they don't. Now, you guys get the idea. You can play with the hover thing. It's just a matter of changing. It's not that big of a deal. Again, this is in its very first version. I'm hoping they start adding a little bit more features, but again, it's going to save you a ton of time. Okay, let's move on to form fields. How about changing the label color? Let's go and make it this orange. All right. We have that nice orange color, just like we did with all the other ones. Let's change the font. How about the to Verdana? Nice. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller, maybe. It's too heavy. I'm going to drop the weight. Drop the weight. There we go. Yeah, it's good. All right, letter spacing. Maybe I want it a little like that. All right, that is all the options we have. We've gone through them all. So I'm going to hit update. Okay, now let's go back and see if our styling has held. Okay, see this button down here? Just before we do that, let's go back up here. See, we picked up the same styling. This is actually not a widget. This isn't a specific widget. It is not part of, actually should have deleted this, so don't worry about this. This was from a template. We're worrying about these things that we actually created, okay? So let's go back. It does its own switcheroo. In fact, let me delete this baby because we want to do our own. Okay, so I am going to grab a heading just so we can see this. I'm dropping this color down a little bit. You really can't see it that well. It's probably not a good example, but we're fine. Okay, so that would be, if this hero image had an H2, it would show up as this, which is how we described it here. But let's pretend we're adding something, all right? I'm going to add, I don't know, let's do a 3-column setup. And just for kicks, I'm going to add a couple of headings. There's 1. There's 2. You get the gist. Here we go. I'm going to add another section, 2 columns. And let's see, we're going to add the images for that. Image. Okay, image and image. Okay. We don't even have to add images in there, but if we wanted to, let's add 2 separate images. Okay, let's do this person. And in here, we're going to do this person. Okay, you see how we can already see how they are coming in as the defaults. And one last thing, last but not least, I'm going to add a form and see how that shows up. All right. Already you can see it in there. Okay, so now let's go ahead. This is obviously from up here we can tell this is an H2 heading. Suppose I change this to an H1. Boom, there you go. So easy, guys. This is so awesome. All right, now in this one, I'm going to change that one to an H3. Bada boom. Awesome. So can imagine the time this is going to save you. All right, we forgot to add some text editor text. I'm just going to quickly add some here. Boom, it came in. Fine. All right. Now, suppose I loved my text color or my body color up here in the green, but now, maybe down here I don't want that. All I need to do is, like I used to do, is just go into the widget itself. So I'm in the text editor widget. I'm going to style it, text color. I'm going to change that maybe to a dark gray. And I don't like the typography. So I'm going to change it to oh, yeah. Okay. So as you can see, I can easily change this in a widget level. It's not going to affect all these other, but it will affect this and it'll override what I've already set. Again, this is awesome. Now, every time you put a picture in, it's going to look like this. If you want to change it, feel free to do it. Again, here is our name and our button came in. Alrighty, just for kicks, I'm going to just test this once more. Let's add a button just for the fun of it to this puppy right here. Boom, right there. All right, now let's go and see what would happen if we wanted to adjust the picture. Suppose we want a specific picture size. Let's go. I'm going to hit update. I'm going to go back to Elementor Theme Style. I'm going to go down to images. And here I'm going to do, that's right, they won't let you do the style this size, but we could, For instance, let's try that we want to say we want a border radius of, so if we can quickly go in here and you just decide you don't like it, just go in and hit the main one and hit update. And again, next time you put in a picture, it's going to have this nice rounded curve. All right? Awesome. So that's an introduction into Elementor's new theme style option. Get it at Elementor version 2.9. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm coming out with new videos. We'll be focusing on WordPress, Elementor, LearnDash, Astra, let's see, cart flows, you name it. So make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.